This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Kanye is no more. Kardashian files to divorce West. Kim Kardashian West filed for divorce Friday from Kanye West after 6.5 years of marriage. Sources familiar with the filing but not authorized to speak publicly confirmed that Kardashian filed for divorce in Los Angeles Superior Court. The filing was not immediately available. The impending end of Kanye brings a close to one of the most famous celebrity unions of the 21st century between a reality TV star and a hip-hop and fashion mega-mogul. They have 4 young children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Sam. The two married in Italy in 2014. It was the first marriage for the 43-year-old West and the third for the 40-year-old Kardashian. The couple began dating in 2012 and had their first child in 2013. West proposed later that year using the giant screen at the empty waterfront ballpark of the San Francisco Giants, and the two married May 24, 2014 in a ceremony at a Renaissance fortress in Florence, Italy. The beginning of the end of the marriage comes after the September announcement that the show that made her family's name, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, was coming to an end in 2021 after 14 years. Canadian woman killed in bike crash in St. Mary. The Onoto police in St. Mary are investigating the circumstances surrounding a motorcycle crash along the Coleraine Main Road in the parish on Wednesday, February 17, which claimed the life of 38-year-old Canadian national Simone Belgrave. Reports from the Onoto police are that about 5:30 p.m., Belgrave was a pillion on a motorcycle traveling along the main road when the driver allegedly lost control of the vehicle and collided with a tree and a utility pole. Belgrave was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. WhatsApp to go ahead with controversial privacy update. Digital messaging application WhatsApp is set to forge on with its controversial privacy update despite concerns about what it could mean for its users' data. The policy shares information like the user's name, location, and other private information with its parent company, Facebook, and other subsidiaries. The company paused the update, which was expected to take effect in January 2021. However, when the time rolled around, they announced a delay. Just yesterday, they announced that the policy would take effect, but that they would be encouraging users to read the policy before accepting through banner notifications at the top of the app. Even so, refusal to accept the new terms could see long-time users being knocked off the platform. Users have between now and May 2021 to read and accept the new privacy policy. While the update only applies to business accounts, users have raised concerns about what could be done with their data. After the initial announcement, instant messaging users migrated from WhatsApp to other platforms like Bip, Signal, and Telegram. Several rounds of ammunition seized in Onoto, St. Mary. The St. Mary police say they have seized 17 assorted rounds of ammunition during an operation on Fort George Main Road, Onoto on Thursday, February 18. Reports are that about 11 a.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw a group of men standing alongside the roadway, whose actions aroused their suspicion. On the approach of the police, the men ran. A search of the area was conducted, and 10 7.62 mm and 7 5.45 mm rounds of ammunition were found on the ground. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. Investigations continue. Sentencing pushed back for man who killed Simone Campbell-Colleymore and a taxi driver. The 24-year-old man who pleaded guilty to murdering Simone Campbell-Colleymore and a taxi driver in Red Hills, St. Andrew, has been further remanded for sentencing on March 11. Winston Walters was transporting Campbell-Colleymore home when they were both fatally cut down on January 2, 2018. Wade Blackwood pleaded guilty in January to 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. When the sentencing hearing was called up today, the matter could not proceed because the social inquiry report was not yet ready. Campbell-Colleymore was the wife of businessman Omar Best Colleymore, who is among 4 persons charged with the double murder. A post-mortem revealed that Campbell-Colleymore was shot 19 times and died from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and abdomen, with injuries to the lung, liver, and right kidney. Walters was shot 5 times and died from a gunshot wound to the head. The killing was captured on closed-circuit television, one of the factors that nudged Blackwood to plead guilty. Video recordings and still images showed Blackwood approaching the front passenger side of the vehicle and firing into it, court documents from the case revealed. St. James taxi operator charged in relation to shooting and robbery. St. James taxi operator Dean Douglas, otherwise called Esco, has been charged by the police in relation to an incident where a complainant was held up, shot at, and had his house robbed. The 29-year-old man, who is of a Lilliput address, was on Wednesday charged with robbery with aggravation, shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearm, burglary, and larceny. His court date is being finalized. Reports from the Mount Salem police are that about 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 24, 2020, the complainant and his friend Douglas went to look at a dog for sale, and while traveling along the roadway, Douglas made a stop to urinate. It is further reported that the complainant was sitting in the front of the car when he heard the trunk being opened, when he reportedly saw a masked man pointing a firearm at him. The complainant was reportedly told to empty his pockets and throw everything on the ground, to which he complied. The complainant was then told to step into the bushes, which he did, but he then ran off in a bid to escape, the police report said. While running, he heard a loud explosion sounding like a gunshot. However, he escaped unharmed. A report was made to the police and the complainant was taken home. On his arrival, he discovered that his 32-inch TV, a 55-inch TV, his black iPhone XX Max Pro, and cash, all valued at 473,000 Jamaican dollars, was stolen. The police say Douglas was subsequently apprehended in an operation in Crawl, Clarendon, and placed in lockups. He was interviewed and subsequently charged on Wednesday. Manchester farmer arrested and charged in connection with mob killing. A farmer of Silent Hill, Christiana, Manchester, has been arrested and charged in connection with a mob incident that claimed the life of another man in the community. Charged with murder and conspiracy to murder is 39-year-old Andre Young, otherwise called Nico. Dead is 45-year-old Jermaine Hendricks, otherwise called Junior, a ship worker of Perth Gardens, Mandeville, Manchester. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 12:30 a.m. on Monday, February 8, Hendricks went to a shop to purchase a cigarette when he was accosted by Young and a group of men. It is alleged that the men inquired who Hendricks was and what he was doing in the community. While in the process of explaining who he was attacked, beaten, and set on fire by the men who were armed with firearms and machetes. The police were alerted and Hendricks was taken to hospital for treatment, where he succumbed to his injuries on Tuesday, February 16. Following investigations, Young was arrested and placed on an identification parade where he was pointed out. He was subsequently charged after an interview in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. The other men are currently being sought by the police. Teenage gangsters taking root in Spanish Town. The St. Catherine North Police said that a breakthrough has been made in the upsurge of crime by the newly formed bedbug criminal gang. According to Deputy Superintendent of Police Linroy Edwards, the breakthrough resulted in the arrest of the alleged teenage leader of the gang and the charge of another. We have held the 16-year-old leader this afternoon, and he is in custody, and we are pursuing anti-gang investigation against him. While another member has been charged with breaches of the Firearms Act, Edwards said. He emphasized that the gang is a splinter group from the other senior gangs in the parish. It is shocking that the new gang comprised all teenagers, of which we have held and processed 12, but the capture of these two is very important to bring back hope, peace and tranquility to Spanish Town and its environs, Edwards continued. He said it will be an all-out lawful effort to bring back calm to the old capital. He said that as the new operation head of the division, he would be enlisting politicians, businesses, churches, and the police to forge a unified team to work as stakeholders in the fight against criminal activities. Edwards said bicycle patrols, foot patrols, covert and intelligence-driven operations have been intensified in the town, especially in the Market District. In recent weeks, criminals have robbed several persons of cash and kind and have even burgled businesses and other places of commerce. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.